Okay, y'all, welcome. Yay, we're going to be talking about getting organized today. So, we're in our kind of middle of the year decluttering. I hope it's going well for y'all. If you have participated, I'm glad you're here because you know what? It's never too early to start thinking about January. Kind of. All right, so our phrase Zoom at noon today is kind of the second half. We talked about what tidying and decluttering is in August. And now it's September, and we're going to be talking about the second part of that, which is getting organized. So, y'all know me. I like to start off with setting an intention. So, it's a nice, cozy group today. So, we'll have some time for discussion. Let me grab my candle. Y'all know I like to use the element of fire. Y'all see I'm wearing my red today. I want a little extra boost of energy for this conversation. Um, we use fire because think of a spark can create a wildfire. So it's wonderful for setting intentions because it's the smallest of intentions can make a big thing happen. So we're setting an intention for a great call today where you learn what you need to learn and are looking for around this topic of feng shui and decluttering. So y'all take a deep breath, keep your breathing going. My dog is having a fit over something, so y'all keep breathing for 2 to 3, your deepest breaths you've taken all week. Okay. Okay. So again, acknowledging your presence here, and I'm so appreciative of y'all listening and wanting to learn about this. And I'm excited to see what you have going on. So I'll give y'all a little spiel like I like to do, and then we will have some time to discuss. Okay. So I did make a little PowerPoint for y'all. Um, Let's just get to it. All right, get organized. Yay, 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 yay. Uh, Here we go. Okay, some more people entering the chat or the group. Oh, by the way, go ahead. Y'all know I always like to do this. Just say where you're from and your favorite color in the chat. Okay, where you're typing in from, calling in from, and your favorite color. And of course, that can change. So, what's your favorite color today? I'm in a pink and red mood, if you can't tell. Yay. Yay. Um, we got people from all over, which I love. Calling in from Hawaii and green, Birmingham and orange. Mary, I see your name. Love to, I know where you are, but what's your favorite color right now? Um, okay, so here we go. Let's start with the definition of clutter. This is my favorite definition of clutter. All right. Karen Kingston, remember, I consider her kind of Mm, one of my first teachers as far as the actual clearing of clutter. She has this book called Clear Your Clutter with Feng Shui. And of course, y'all know I love Marie Kondo, the life-changing magic of tidying up. But let's look at Karen's definition. She says anything you do not love or use. Okay. Now Marie Kondo has the shortcut to that. Anything that doesn't spark joy, right? Too many things in too small a space could be considered clutter. So that's kind of the get organized part of this, right? Anything unfinished, okay? Things that are untidy or disorganized. Okay, that might seem like obvious, but you'd be surprised because you can do all this work, but if you don't put things back to where you've designated them, then it becomes like that. And I can get like this. Okay, I this morning I was like, I better tidy up before I give a talk on this, so I can stay honest. So I did go ahead and straighten some things up because there were some untidy areas in my house. So again, this is just an easy definition. Things you don't use or love, too many things in too small a space, anything unfinished, and things that are untidy or disorganized, which seems obvious, but it just means this things are out of their place. So with that, Every item should have a home. Okay. So this is what we're honing in on today. This concept of every item you have should have a home. Okay. What does that mean? So with actually decluttering, um, you're focusing on what you're discarding. I like Marie Kondo's terms, right? She says tidying. What are you going to discard? And then what are you going to keep? So this today is we're going to focus, of course, we'll overlap on what you do with the items when you decide you're keeping them. Now, let's stop for a minute. Y'all take another deep breath. I will too. What I mean by this is you have to declutter first to really get this organizing down. Okay, that's why I did it like this. Last month was about the tidying. Does it spark joy? All that. This month, we're talking about the getting organized part. Now, does anybody in this group go to the store and buy a bunch of things that are like organizing items? Do y'all do that? That's okay if you do. If it's done after you do the process of Doves That Spark Joy with the category you're working on. Okay. Too many times, when I went into homes and decluttered with people, they would be so proud of themselves because they had bought all these plastic bins and organizing things. And I'm like looking at them thinking, we're going to be decluttering those too. Because I can tell you right now, the Marie Kondo process, you rarely have to buy much as far as like an organizational piece. All right. You do have to maybe sometimes, but you would be amazed what your home can accommodate the way it is. Not every time, not every little time, but buying a bunch of things with the intention of decluttering does not mean that you're going to declutter and get organized. All right, everybody got that memo? Everybody get that? It's very enticing to go into Target. They make it look really pretty. And Home Depot, y'all wait. You go to Home Depot in January, the first thing you see when you go in there are going to be organizational tubs. They make so much money. Okay. So I save my clients money. I really do. They make money after they have me because you've gotten rid of the stuff and you've opened up so much chi that there's a flow of abundance. Okay. I'm getting a little off track, but it's always nice to be like, well, why do we even do this in the first place? Because it's going to make you feel better. So every item should have a home. Okay. Any questions right now? I'm talking too much, so I want to see if there's any questions. I know you're going to have questions. Put it in the chat. Oh, thanks, Leslie. Ooh, Mary, I had a feeling you're going to say pink. So good. All right. I think y'all get this part, but it does not hurt to reinstate it. All right. So here we go. Going through your belongings is a powerful ritual to let go of the old in order to attract a high vibe into your life. Remember that I like to inspire y'all, not motivate y'all. I know it sounds like the same thing, but it's not. It's really not. Motivation is is more action focused. Inspired is more vibration focused. Okay. I'd rather you being like, okay, yes, I can't even take this anymore. I'm so excited to get to it. Okay. You're not going to be like that every time, but sometimes, and that's really good because that means you're ready, ready, ready. Um, so what we all want is a high vibe life, right? That's why we do feng shui. We do feng shui because we want to be happy and we want nice chi flow. We want health. We want abundance. We want healthy relationships. We want all the good stuff. And that word stuff, if you have too much stuff, it can stagnate the chi, okay? Which means it can stagnate your life. We do not want to hold on. We do not want to grasp. We want to grip to the past. And sometimes our items can represent that. Okay. I'm still cheerleading y'all on letting go of items before I move on. Because again, you cannot really properly be organized or get organized if you have, let's go back to the definition, things you do not use or love in the space. A lot of unfinished items. A few that spark joy will be okay, a few projects, but not if you have too many, it's just weighing your chi down. Too many things in too small a space. We can talk about that. And then of course we're going to be talking about anything that's untidy or disorganized. Okay. This is the money. This is the money of the day. All right. So Sharon Stasny is my teacher. We love her. I went to the Feng Shui Training Center, and that is not around anymore, but she sold it eventually, but it's not around anymore. They didn't keep it open, but she's an amazing author. I don't know if her books are still in print. They really were written in the 90s before people were, I mean, these are early books and they're still so amazing. But I learned this from her, and I'm going to tell y'all, you know, ADHD, OCD, I mean, these, what do we call these? Ways our brain, a lot of people's brains work. That's what I'm going to call them. I'm not going to even call them disorders. I really don't even, I just think that they're different ways people's brains work. Okay. This technique, what I'm about to like bat home for y'all, I really think it works with so many different brains. Okay. So this is why I love it so much because I'm going to just say it as simple as one, two, three. All right. And I'm going to explain what I mean by that. Okay. So here, I'll just read it out. Priority areas when organizing. Okay. I've said it 2 million times already, but organize after you've discarded. Okay. Now, that doesn't mean you have to do your entire house, but don't, once you've done your clothes, then you organize your clothes. That once you've discarded, you're done the book category, I'm going by the Marie Kondo technique, then you organize your books, right? Papers, discard the papers you're not going to be using. Then you can file them. I know this seems like common sense, but people get so overwhelmed by their stuff that they can't see how a simple process is the way to get it done. All right. Marie Kondo, Marie Kondo, Marie Kondo. Categories: clothes, books, papers, kimono, sentimental items. Y'all have that book. You can read it, revisit it. So you can just organize per category. All right. Again, do not buy organizers until after you've discarded so you can see what you need. Things you use daily are priority one areas. Okay, so here we have it. You have Sharon called it real estate. Okay, your home has different levels of real estate within it. All right. Priority real estate for you are the easy to reach places, the things that are like highly available. Countertops. Okay. So that would be a priority one area. All right. Your closet, just like right when you open the door, the closet, right? Your main closet. That would be a priority one area. Now, this can be, it's going to be a little different for everybody, right? Because everybody's homes are different. This is why we do these Zoom calls. And I don't just say, go read this book, go read that book, so we can talk about it according to you and your home and your personality and your lifestyle. Okay. So then you have priority two areas. That would be, the higher shelf. All right. And then priority three areas would be like the things you have to make a little effort to get to. Okay. So what you're going to do is the things that you use most regularly. Okay. Can I say that word? Regularly? Are going to be in the priority one areas. Then there's going to be the priority two. Then there's going to be the priority three. So for y'all to really get this, we're going to play a game. Yay, games. Okay. Let's go. Let's pick a room. Y'all put it in the chat. Pick a room. Kitchen, office, bedroom. What do you want to pick? Bathroom? Pick a room. Bedroom. Yay, Chris. Great. I'm thinking about, I don't know if I've used bedroom for this before, but we will go for it because I like to play. All right. So, bedroom. So, y'all name some items in a bedroom, not furniture, things you use in a bedroom, things that appear in a bedroom. Books. All right. No, maybe a few on the book stand. All right, why did I react? Does anybody know why I reacted to books in the bedroom? I have some books in the bedroom. Do I have a big bookshelf? No, I do not. Books are a lot of energy. This is kind of funny. So we're tipping into feng shui a little bit. Stop laughing. You can have some books in the bedroom, but don't make that if you have other places for books. Books have a lot of energy. They're the young energy. There's a lot of knowledge in a single book. Do y'all know how much knowledge? This book changed my life, actually. There's so much knowledge in here. I think this is the first book. One of my friends gave me this book when I was showing an interest in feng shui, and sure enough, she became my teacher. It was one of the first feng shui books I read. So books have a lot of knowledge, and in the bedroom, you want more yin energy. That's the sleep, that's the quiet, with a little bit of this little room for passion. Okay. Lamps. Okay, but y'all, we're doing okay, candles, cozy blankets and pillows, a comfy chair. I think bedroom might be tricky for this. But we're gonna what else do you have in bedroom? You have some clothes, right? Most people have their clothes in their bedroom or in the closet off the bedroom. Dressers. Yeah, y'all are giving me okay, I know what y'all are doing. Y'all are giving me real estate. Thank you. Art and flowers. Okay. I see where we're getting stuck, and this is my on me because I like to play games, and sometimes I hadn't practiced this game yet. So, well, your dog might get thirsty, Eli, as long as you do not step in that water bowl or trip on it. I know, but Chris, I like a challenge. So here's what's happening. Is it hard to organize y'all's bedroom? It is, Audrey. How come? Tell me what you got going on. This is good.
Um, yeah, we have a pretty small bedroom. Yeah, and like you said, all our clothes are in it. Like that's what we have, two dressers. I do have a lot of books in my bedroom, which maybe I shouldn't have. We have dog beds on the floor in there.
Okay. This is
Lamps,
perfect.
yeah.
This is why when somebody yells something out, I don't quickly go to something else because of course I just had to see where the issues
Mhm.
were. All right,
Yeah,
so let's list Audrey. Do you mind? We're gonna call it the hot seat like Abraham Hicks does. Audrey's in the hot seat. So she's got a bedroom. So we have the room. That's her real estate.
Mhm.
She has her bed. She has some dressers. She has some
Mhm.
dog beds. She has books. And then what else?
We have our laundry rack that we dry clothes on. It's up there.
Okay. So
Um,
are y'all feeling that there might be too many things in too small a space? Is that what you
yeah,
feel like? Why do you have
yeah.
all of those things in there? Because you have why do you have everything in there?
Um, that's a very good question. I guess some of it, like the dogs sleep in our bedroom, which may not be great, but so we have their beds.
That's
I guess, there's no other real good space for when we get do our laundry and stuff, there's stuff we have to air dry, or line dry. We don't have a clothes, anyway, we don't have other places to put it in the house that seem to make sense. So it just ended up in our bedroom. Um,
okay. So
Yeah, lots of books just because I like to read. So I always carry, I'm not sure what I'll want to read that night sometimes, so books end up there and don't leave.
Okay, so I'm so excited we landed on bedroom, even though I was stuck for a second. Oh, jewelry, good, Eli. I saw that. Okay, I'm looking at other people's. Didn't know closets are part of the bedroom. Well, I just, Carolina, because I mean, I get dressed in my bedroom, so my closet's off the bedroom, so it's kind of all there. Okay, so Audrey, so your real estate would be your dresser, right?
Hmm.
And do you have bookcases?
Yeah, we have some built-in bookcases
Oh, they're built
on the
in.
yeah, on the
I
wall.
see.
And some of them have like we converted to, they're kind of deep. It's sort of a strangely like it's an old house.
Hmm.
And so we converted two of the built-in bookcases to like we put doors and made those into closets where we have some
Right.
clothes.
Right.
Um,
So converted closets, we'll put. Okay.
yeah.
But
And
what makes you feel disorganized in there?
I guess it's just a lot of stuff. And we also have our clothes hampers in there, like, we to put our dirty clothes to take to the
Okay.
downstairs to wash.
So this is an interesting one for me to hear because it's using an entire room as your real estate. So this is great. I'm so excited. Thank you, Audrey, for playing, and thank y'all for chatting in the chat on everything because I don't, I, nothing's an accident when we start getting into this, and this is for all of everybody because somebody else is going to have something similar somewhere else in their house, if not their bedroom. So the bedroom is considered the most important room in feng shui. Does everybody know that? So the bed is the most important piece of furniture. We talk about the three biggies in feng shui: the front door, the bed, and the stove. The bed is the most important because it's where you sleep, and health is the most important aspect of life. This is according to the feng shui principles, okay? And y'all can see why. I mean, if you don't, we all know that saying, if you don't have your health, what do you have? It's going to affect your relationships, it's going to affect your work, it's going to affect everything if you don't have your health. So the ancient feng shui practitioners believe that sleep is the most important aspect to health, which makes the bed and the bedroom the most important room. Everybody got that whole lineage, right? Anybody disagree? Y'all got that now? Is it seared in your mind? Therefore, Audrey, because your bedroom is like the most special real estate of your whole house. I love this conversation. I've really never had it like this, so I appreciate it. Then you got to make it a priority as far as making it supportive to you and your sleep and your health. Okay. So listen, too many times we have like the other rooms in the house, like, okay, we got to leave this, good for guests. We've got to leave this. Okay. I mean, I've seen entire living rooms dedicated to toddlers, right? So, and that's not necessarily great. Like, there has to be something holistic happening. So, all right, now let's talk about priority items in the bedroom. We're going real basic, y'all, and we're gonna get more fine-tuned as you take all of this in. This is such a great place to start. So your bed will be a priority one item for the bedroom. Let's just say if you had a bed in the bedroom and that's all you had in there and some curtains, I would be like, okay, great, right? So what's the next most important thing besides sleep, right? Well, bedrooms also kind of go to relationships. So two nightstands. Y'all
Hmm.
both have nightstands?
Yeah.
Great. Thank you, Audrey. Love it. So, right. So that's good. And that gives you some grounding, some kind of anchor to kind of represent balance in the relationship. Okay. So what would be the next thing that you have to have in there?
It's, I think the dresser, because you get dressed in the bedroom,
Okay. Great.
too, like for
Great.
our clothes.
Closets and dresser.
Yeah, lamps on the nightstands.
Lamps on the nightstands. Okay, right.
Yeah.
Carolina just said light and she said lamps earlier too. Okay. You've got to
Hmm.
have light to be able to see, right? That's a function. All right. So it's kind of interesting to kind of go backwards. It's almost like rewinding the tape to be like, okay, what
Hmm.
has to be in here to support me in whatever function is happening in this room? So y'all know that when I do interior decorating with people, I don't, we get real clear on how the room needs to function before we start decorating for sure, because it has to support the activities in the room. Okay. Um, Great, Mary. Mary's bringing us into some. So somebody we're this is obviously a feng shui class, but I want to make sure we uh stay on the getting organized part too, right? So Audrey, um, it without seeing your space, of course, right? That's why this is gonna be always tricky. Uh, so here's what can be tricky about me focusing just on a room. Because if there's too much going on in the rest of the house that it's hard to go find areas
Hmm.
for books and clothes hampers, then it's easy for me to say, just get those out of there. That's not helpful though, right? Because there might need to be some decluttering and organizing in the rest of the house. And this is where people get stuck, right? I totally see that and get that. And I just want to honor everybody on that. It's just how it goes. I mean, your homes are like a puzzle. I'm not even exaggerating. Your items are the puzzle pieces. Okay. I know it can sound ridiculous because we all have so much stuff. We all do, right? But it items do have to have a place, right? So what do you think is making you feel like, why did you bring it up? What is making you feel cluttered or overwhelmed in there? Can you pinpoint it with just this conversation or even before we talked?
Hmm. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, well, obviously too much stuff. You
Okay.
know, a lot of stuff we don't really need in the bedroom. Like we could move the laundry rack to our guest, our
Yes.
guest room.
Thank
That
you.
doesn't get used so much.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. You have a whole guest room?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
We do. So
I love
yeah,
it, Audrey.
we
I
don't
mean, you
have
can
that.
just make that your room you do laundry in.
Hmm.
You don't even have to.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, laundry doesn't need to take over our bedroom. So,
That's right.
um,
That's exactly right. Great. Especially if your dogs are in there because then there's dog hair.
I know
I have a
exactly.
dog and a cat, so
Yeah, I know. Unfortunately, I'm afraid the dog beds at this point are gonna have to stay in the
that's okay.
bedroom. Okay.
That's okay. You can have, I mean, I'm okay with dogs in the room. I would be the
Yeah.
biggest hypocrite. So, but you gotta see if there's, see how you can do it to where it's the most streamlined at this point for you. I wouldn't say that to some people, but for you, there's some streamlining that just has to happen.
Hmm.
Laundry situation is a big aha, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like a lot of the room, yeah, gets taken up with that, with the hampers and then
Yep.
the clothes rack.
Yep. Carolina's reminding all of us that under the bed is an important.
Oh yeah, we do have we have these sliding drawers that go under the bed. So
Right.
yeah, I guess because our closet space is not that big, that's where we keep our shoes, which probably isn't.
Okay, so this is Audrey. Everybody has an issue somewhere in their house
Uh-huh.
like this.
Yeah.
If, if and it's just every house is different, and some people have smaller spaces, some people have bigger. It doesn't, um, it's really a matter of taking the camera wide and looking at your whole house sometimes. And I mean, honestly, making sure you're in the correct bedroom. Sometimes I have to say that. This is me not looking at your floor plan and having
Hmm.
a session with you. But sometimes we have to say, wait, am I even in the right place? And I don't, even the people have to be in the right place, right? Um, Eli, I'm gonna look at that in a minute. Sorry, I saw the chat and I'm like, ooh, I'm excited. Y'all are listening and participating, and I love it. Um, and then I mean, y'all, I do see people like having a whole house. And listen, our lives change over time. Kids get older, all the things. There's change always. So sometimes you change it up a little and you say, you know what? Nobody's in this guest room. I'm going to use this closet. You have the closets in the bedroom. And then you got room for the shoes that are not under the bed.
Mhm.
But that's just an idea. And I'm not saying to do that because I can't advise you 100% right now without knowing the whole thing. But I'm kind of giving, so this is, so a priority one real estate, Carolina, thank you again for bringing it up, is under the bed. We like for there to be chief flow under the bed. So I know y'all can find another place for the shoes, but it just might take a little doing, you know? And we've got January for us to really get in deeper. Um, Let me see if there's anything else for you, Audrey, on this one. Well, I do want to just to make sure the books are not too much. I mean, what are you going to do though? You have bookcases in there,
Mhm.
they're built in.
Yeah.
I mean, you like books. I like books. Have you done the Marie Kondo for your clothes and your books yet? I know you have.
Yeah, not in a long, long time.
Oh, good. Okay,
Uh,
yay.
yeah.
Yay! I always get excited when people are like, yeah, it's probably time again because, oh, you're going to feel so good. You
Hmm.
have new understanding of yourself, have new understanding of the process. So I wouldn't do a thing. I wouldn't do a thing until you did your Marie Kondo for your clothes,
Hmm.
except for maybe get those clothes hampers out, right? That's an
Yeah.
easy one.
Hmm.
And then do your books since you have a lot of books in there. But listen, y'all, this is a reminder for everybody. When you do the Marie Kondo, you cannot just do the clothes in the bedroom. You have to go to the guest room, go to the basement, go to the attic, and get those clothes out too. I know it's a pain. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's a pain. But when you make it a process and you realize, oh my gosh, I'm really going to free myself, I'm going to free myself. Um, I'm going to learn what joy is for me at this stage in my life. Hence Audrey's admission to it's been a while. That's why I do it every January, y'all. It gets faster every year, right? So I think you're in a good place, Audrey, because I can feel that you have other spaces in your home. It really is the game of matching the item to the spot, right? And it could be across the house. Okay. So I thought that was good. Thank you, Audrey. Do you have any other questions before we move on to kind of another? Okay,
Hmm.
yay.
No,
Oh,
thank
we got
you.
some parts. Um, oh, Carolina said maybe make sure. I know you have another space for books in your house too, right? Okay.
Hmm.
So, I
Yeah.
mean, really, honestly, ideally, if there was the space, less books on that shelf, more decorative, probably. That's kind of why I was like,
Yeah.
are you in the correct room? Like, is there another room that's more conducive to sleep and health? I don't know. I'm not there. But, you know, we can do whatever we want in our homes, y'all. Our dining rooms can be art studios. They just can. Make your homes for you, not what some architect did 50 years ago, So, but use feng shui principles, of course. Uh, Audrey, thank you.
No,
Okay, let's
thank
do
you.
it. Yes, let's see what Eli said. Is there a link between decluttering specific areas and what chi area it'll open up? For example, under bed storage. Absolutely. One of my favorite things to do is when somebody hires me for feng shui, let's say money, they're like, Katie, my money is like not doing great. I got to get more income. I got to have all the things. And I'm like, okay, let's go look at your Bagua map at your money area. And then we go there. They're like, that's my money area. And they're like, this is where I have so much clutter. They just stay one of the, some people call it a staging room. They just throw all their clutter in there. So it becomes very obvious and very inspirational to declutter because it's their money area. So Eli, with under the bed, that's a health thing. That's a sleep thing. Under the bed is yeah. So y'all have taken the declutter jamboree, a lot of y'all. If you haven't, I can't wait to see you in January. Please sign up when you can. It's so fun. We do it every year together. Everybody, if you sign up once, you get to come back every year. And the first email that goes out, I'm just going to tell y'all, is about getting the stuff out from under your bed. So that says it. It's 27 days. And the first thing I ask y'all to do, maybe after setting an intention, is getting things out from under the bed. So yes, chi flow under the bed. We're in the bed 8 hours a day ish, right? Um, love it. Okay. Chris, I have books in my bedstand cabinet. Is that okay? Okay. She has them closed behind doors. That is much better. But I also know Chris's house, and I know she has room in her house for books in other places if she wants. Okay. Oh, thanks, Maria. We do have so much fun in the declutter jamboree. Man, it gets me doing it too. Um, Chris, that's a wonderful question. So she has her books and some books in her cabinet and a built-in cabinet in her, I think it's built in her bedroom. Now listen, if y'all were coming to me and all you have roommates and your only thing you have control over really is your bedroom. In fact, I'm going to be teaching a workshop for teenagers at, I'm so excited, at the O'Neill Library in January. And I'm going to be only working on their bedrooms. And you know what? They're gonna have desks in there. They're gonna have some books in there. We have to work with what we have. But my Lord, y'all, you have a whole house. I know you do. Most people watching this right now have a whole house. Yay! You have real estate, you have space. So back to the puzzle. What was so fascinating when I was decluttering with people in person is y'all, it's like once we kind of got through the bigger discards, took it off site, took it the donation, whatever it was, it's like these items left with just like no, they would just want to be in certain places that made sense for them. Okay. And it feels so good to have it organized like that. All right. So let's get a little bit more. I'm going to use the kitchen. I'm going to use my kitchen and then we'll see where we go. Okay. So the kitchen, y'all, there's so much that happens in the kitchen, right? That's where we feed ourselves and we nurture ourselves. And food goes back to prosperity, okay, as well. And that's why the stove is important because it's how we nurture ourselves and it's food. Now, I've got a decent amount of cabinet space, but not that great, right? I'd love a bigger kitchen. However, I don't have a bigger kitchen, so I have a very streamlined uh pots and pans collection and all that, right? I do bake sometimes. Guess where, but that's only sometimes. Guess where those items are? Way above my stove in the cabinet. I probably have to get a step stool to get those out. So in my kitchen, my priority three real estate would be the things I have to get a step stool to get. Those are the items, any casserole dishes that, my fancy things for Thanksgiving or whatever, higher up. I'm not going to use it even once a week. Okay, so we're going backwards. That's priority three. In your kitchen, the items you don't use, but they still spark joy. Okay, they've got, my a pretty crystal carafe. That's up high. I got to get on I'm not going to use that every day. Priority two would be, honestly, for me, it's just the regular cabinets. Those priority two I might use every day, right? But I want them behind doors. I need to get to them, but not, every second. I'll tell you what's on my counter though, and I need to be making more smoothies. Is my Vitamix because I used to make smoothies every day. I need to get back on it, but it's so heavy, okay? And I don't really want it to be something I pull out. I'm not going to ever make smoothies if I have to pull it out. So priority one area is my countertop. Now, some of y'all don't need to put things on your countertop, okay, that you use. Maybe it's just for pretty things. Does everybody understand? In my kitchen, my countertop is my priority one area, so I put priority one items there. Okay, I actually have my dog's dog treats up there, so I can just grab it easily when she needs to be good, right? So let's see. Also on my countertop, I have a nice little slim place between my fridge and my stove that I can have my olive oil, salt, and pepper, and a few spices. Just easy to grab. Okay, because I do cook almost every day. So simple, easy meals. Olive oil, salt, and pepper does wonders for pretty much anything, right? Um, okay, kitchens. Anybody have a question in kitchens? Are y'all seeing this? You want ease in your life, y'all. Now, another thing I have in my kitchen, because I do have a few higher cabinets, is, I have one of those cabinets is dedicated to home, like home, what would we call it? Just home supplies, like extra light bulbs, uh, extra cords for, extension cords. So here's another aspect of this. Do I remember where every little, am I going to try to remember where every little extension cord is in my house? No. Or every bolt and screw? No. I have one cabinet. I know where to go if I need something for my house. It's a priority three area because I'm not going to go looking for an extension cord every day, but I know where to go. So that's also a piece of it. It's like, okay, if I need something for the house, some kind of handy man type thing, that's my cabinet. Okay. It's out of the way, but if it's not in there, it's not going to be anywhere else in my house, and I need to go to the store to get it. That's where I'm going with some priority stuff too, is that category here idea. Does anybody else have any kitchen questions? Is anybody stuck in their kitchen? Does everybody feel organized in their kitchen? It's really is easy. Priority one, priority two, priority three. You just figure out what you use a lot, figure out which areas of your space are the easiest to get to, and that's how you organize. And I know it sounds almost too easy, but once you do it, you're like, oh, I'm looking at in Sharon's book in case I need to read something. Actually, it's kind of funny. I'm going to read this one paragraph real quick while y'all think of questions and type them in the chat. All you practical people reading feng shui books, this chapter is for you. The need for what I call priority placement feng shui shows up in these moments when you find yourself entertaining the thought of fresh squeezed orange juice for breakfast, only to realize the juicer is hidden in the back of your appliance cupboard. Too much effort. The urge recedes and you opt for the carton in the refrigerator. Had you placed in the juicer in the front half of your cupboard, your experience might have been different. Another example of priority placement feng shui could find you unconsciously flipping on the TV when you get home, not because you want to watch what is on, but because it's the first thing you see when you enter the door. So these are a little bit bigger pictures. The priority placement approach recognizes that we humans typically expend as little time and energy as possible to get through the day. It's not likely you'll get the ladder out of the garage and use it to crawl up into the attic to get the dishes down for Sunday dinner. Items you need to use or places you need to attend to on a daily basis should be close by. Okay? Priority one goals are the things you would like to be doing every day. If you were to imagine your ideal day, what would it contain? Would you spend the morning curled up in a chair reading, meditating by yourself, walking your dog, chatting over a cup of coffee? If so, you should have a book handy, a meditation spot, or a park nearby, or coffee on hand. It is, I keep saying the word real estate, don't I? Okay, so priority two with things you need to want to do every week, but they do not require daily attention. Okay, this will help you in this is why the spark joy process works so well because when you go through everything, you're like, well, wait, I'll keep the art supplies keep sparking joy. I need to have a place for them where they're accessible. Nah, that was a good example. Okay. What do y'all think? Who who has a question? Anybody have a question? All right, and then we'll continue with our game. All right, y'all put in the chat just off now you know things. What are some priority one items to you? It's going to be very obvious. It can be in any room. Like, what are something that you, what's some, I mean, y'all, it's going to be like, I drink tea every morning. My coffee, my teacups need to be a priority one. That's me. Okay. I've gotten into drinking Earl Grey, just FYI, and I love it. All right. I mean, toothbrushes, those are priority one. You're gonna brush your teeth every day. Towels, Eli, good one. Towels, hairbrush for sure. Love it, Audrey. Carolina, clothes and shoes. Yes, obvious, obvious, obvious. Great. Okay. And I bet some of those are already just super accessible because why? Why wouldn't you? Right? Okay. What about priority two? What are things that you want to tend to maybe once a week? This might be a little trickier. Bills. That's a good one, Carolina. Laundry. Awesome. These are amazing. This is exactly it. Keep going. Mop, vacuum, cleaning supplies. Cleaning. Yes, y'all. So if the cleaning supplies are too hard to get to, you're not going to do it. You're going to come up with, it's just so good. Yes, they should be in one place too. Chris, let's drive that one home. For sure. You do not want stuff scattered all over. You want it, there needs to be some kind of containment to the categories. Gardening stuff is a great one. And Mary, putting things back. That's the practice, isn't it? We do all this work. I'm talking to myself a little bit. And then we just don't put them back. It's like, why? Okay, there's a priority two. Okay, what about priority three? Like for me, mine would be baking a cake or even muffins. I maybe do that once or twice a month, but I love it. It's rewarding when I do it. Travel items, brilliant, Chris. You can do this with paperwork too, like your taxes from the past years. Mine are in my attic. I don't need to see those. Ironing stuff, I hear you, Mary. Man, oh man. That's like priority 2000 for me. Those are good, y'all. Yep. And for some people, gardening is more of a practice. So they would have it be in their priority two. But for Audrey, their priority three. Wonderful. Holiday decorations, brilliant. Stand mixer, good china. Yep. Wrapping paper. Y'all have got this down. So now you get to just say, okay, let me just double check my house. Are some priority three things in my priority two areas? Are these two in my space? My main special great real estate, right? They need to be accessible to an extent. But I do like Sharon's idea of the fresh squeezed orange juice was interesting because yeah, it might, if you have that more in more, the priority three, it might be the back of the cabinet, right? But priority two, if they made it a little bit more of a priority, they'd be drinking that fresh squeezed orange juice more, maybe. It's easier. Okay. One thing I want to make sure I talk about is um let's do talk about the organizational bins and the dressers and the closets and what we use. Because I'm going to tell y'all, I had a family hire me, and the dad really wanted me to help this 16-year-old with her room. And when I'm talking, there were mountains of clothes in that room. I'm talking mountains, like you could barely walk through. But I do not judge and I do not even get overwhelmed. I get excited when I see that because it means that we're going to be letting a lot of that go, number one. And number two, we're going to find a system. So he would get mad at her, and I got to be the good cop for the child. And I'm like, listen, she didn't, she was not set up to succeed. There was nowhere to put the clothes. I don't even think she had a dresser. If she did, the drawers were like, and it was too small. So we do have to have, within reason, the right items in order to have a system to have these priority one, two, three. Okay. If you have a house with no cabinets, where's the priority three? That's why I kind of love Chris's thing. She's like, well, they're behind, they're contained. Humans can't have, we don't want to see everything all at once. It's like a buffet that there's too much there, right? You're not going to get everything on your plate. Okay. Um, so make sure you have a dresser that's big enough. Listen, I mean, I do declutter my clothes every year. There's because I have a smaller situation. And it really feels good. Even if I'm getting rid of six pieces, I can feel a big difference. So don't underestimate that. Okay. Please do that part first. However, if there's no dresser for the teenager and she's being yelled at, I'm gonna back her up. She didn't have anything where to put it. So guess what? She got a new dresser and it was awesome. And it really did help a lot. And then we got a few different systems for shoes, right? Like hanging bags. That's what I have for my shoes on the back of the doors. But again, I say this stuff, but I want to go because your house is different than mine. There's no organizing book that's going to have everything for you. There just isn't. You can get ideas. I have to get creative with my clients. I have to get creative with myself. We have to get creative sometimes to our space. Sometimes it's as simple as buying a dresser, right? But sometimes it's like, wait, hold on. I have the dresser. I have this. Okay, you know what? Listen, my so-called junk drawer is a hanging bag in my coat closet. It's those clear pockets. I've got batteries in one. I've got my uh I don't know. I mean, random, right? Measuring tape. Like in another, I've got other little, I know, because those are my priority two household items. I don't want to get up into the cabinet every time I need a battery. Plus, it's not as easy to get to as far as like it goes far back. But the light bulbs can stay up there. So you sometimes have to get creative. Okay. And I do like some of the divider organizing things. I mean, my underwear drawer, I've got dividers. I fold like Marie Kondo tells us to. Go look up a video if you don't know. It's pretty amazing. I never thought in a million years I would be folding my underwear, but I do. And it's very satisfying. It's the first thing you put on in the morning. It's how you start your day, right? So, okay. Mary, labels are great too. Thank you. And especially in a household with other people, because then in our pantry, I just have little words, baking, nuts, snacks, so that we can be on the same page and it's just not everywhere, all where, right? it can get out of sorts, and that's okay. It doesn't take that long to get back. And pantries should be decluttered a little bit more often because it's food, right? They have expiration dates and everything. But good call. I don't, some people love labels. I like them, but I don't think they're necessary if you, in a lot of places. We don't have to go put a name on every little thing. It can be pretty obvious. Okay, we've got 2 minutes. Anybody have a question or something they want to add or something they want to share that they learned? What y'all got? Glad y'all are here. Anybody? Anybody? Thank y'all so much for coming. Chris is moving her books. Oh my gosh, what's going to happen? Any advice on paper? Carolina, in The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up by Marie Kondo, y'all, that woman, I think she just doesn't even believe in paper anymore. Now, Carolina, I have some paper. My files by Mary have gotten so streamlined. So we have these computers that hold stuff now, but I do keep some papers, important documents, of course, but it's again a real estate thing. Right now, I'm touching a small little file box with my clients that I'm working with now and a few other folders because I want that really accessible. Okay. Behind me, I have another little file thing about that big with, some folders like doctor, pet, something that I don't want it to be in the attic, like my taxes. So that's how I do it. You can still do the priority concept with your papers, but discard first. You'd be amazed. I I know we're at one, but I have to say for a while I had like a series of lawyers calling me to declutter. I'm going to be honest, it was the easiest declutter job. You wouldn't think it, but it was just bags of paper we were taking out. It really was. They're like, yeah, no need, don't need, no need. I'm like, yay, great. This is wonderful. So I do not miss the giant file cabinet I used to have, full of stuff I never looked at again. Wonderful reminder, y'all. Wonderful. Thank you, Chris. That's a perfect place to land as we say goodbye until next time. Um, the rewards of discarding what you don't need frees so much space up. Okay. And free space is flowing chi. And, maybe she put a beautiful plant where that file cabinet used to be. You just never know, right? It can bring in more beauty. So thank you, Chris. Always remember, y'all, that even though it can be a process, the reward is where you're headed. Okay. So remember the feeling of what you want before even starting because you want to feel good. Okay. Well, y'all are amazing. I'm excited for the next ones. We've got it. I think we're gonna have an interesting end of this year. Do y'all want to? Let's do it together. I'll see y'all in the next Zoom at noon. If y'all ever have ideas or requests for these, let me know. I wrote down what I want to do for the rest of the year and then I lost the piece of paper. Ha ha. That's me, right? I, I just, oh, that's in there somewhere. It's in here somewhere. I just have it. I have to stay on top of it. We got to stay on top of it. Getting organized means maintenance too. So, all right. So this is your window. If you have requests, you better email me. All right. Y'all have a great one. Take it easy. Thank y'all again for coming, and I'll see y'all soon. Oh, what am I doing? Windhorse School of Feng Shui. There's a wait list. If you want to be one of the first people for the discovery call, come on. Ciao.